Here's a move that's either brilliant timing or a costly gamble. The Toronto Blue Jays just reclaimed utility infielder Isiah Kiner-Falefa through the waiver wire system from the Pittsburgh Pirates, with ESPN's Jeff Passan breaking the news first. To make space on their 40-man roster, the official list of players a team can have under contract, the Blue Jays moved right-handed pitcher Yimi Garcia to the 60-day injured list. But here's where it gets controversial. This represents a fascinating full-circle moment that has baseball analysts scratching their heads. Kiner-Falefa originally joined Toronto before the 2024 season, only to be shipped off to Pittsburgh at last year's trade deadline when the Blue Jays were sellers. Fast forward just over 12 months and he's heading back north of the border to potentially help with their playoff charge. For those new to baseball's waiver system, this process allows teams to claim players who have been designated for assignment by other clubs, essentially giving struggling players a fresh start with a new organization. The timing couldn't be more intriguing, as Toronto currently holds a comfortable 2-game advantage atop the American League East Division, putting them in prime position for October baseball. Here's the part most people miss. Kiner-Falefa's role this time around will be dramatically different from his previous Toronto tenure. During his initial 83-game stint with the Blue Jays in 2024, he wasn't just a bench player. He was a regular starter who delivered impressive offensive numbers. His slash line of 292/338/400 with a 113 WRC+, a metric where 100 is league average, so 113 means he was 13% better than average, showcased exactly why Pittsburgh wanted him in the first place. What made that performance even more remarkable was his unexpected power surge. 7 home runs in just 281 plate appearances, coupled with exceptional defensive play across multiple infield positions. His strikeout rate remained remarkably low at 13.2%, demonstrating excellent plate discipline that many utility players struggle to maintain. But then came the regression that nobody saw coming. After the trade to Pittsburgh, Kiner-Falefa's offensive production fell off a cliff, managing only a .256, .288, .328 slash line with a concerning 70 WRC+ across 169 games in a Pirates uniform. Those numbers represent a significant decline that raises serious questions about his consistency and mental approach at the plate. This dramatic performance swing creates the perfect storm for debate. Was his Toronto success a fluke, or did the change of scenery and pressure in Pittsburgh cause his struggles? The answer could determine whether this acquisition is a stroke of genius or an expensive mistake. Unlike his previous stint as a regular starter, Kiner-Falefa will likely find himself in a more limited role this time around. The Blue Jays have established Andres Gimenez as their everyday second baseman, while the third base position has been effectively managed by the platoon combination of Ernie Clement and rising prospect Addison Barger. This depth means Kiner-Falefa will primarily serve as a super utility option off the bench. From Pittsburgh's perspective, this move accomplishes multiple organizational goals simultaneously. It creates immediate playing opportunities for newly promoted infielder Cam Devaney, giving the Pirates a chance to evaluate young talent during meaningful September games. More significantly, from a financial standpoint, Toronto assumes responsibility for the remaining portion of Kiner-Falefa's $7.5 million salary for the 2025 season. This salary relief could prove crucial for the Pirates' winter planning, especially when combined with the financial flexibility gained from trading away players like K. Brian Hayes during this summer's deadline period. The freed-up money might finally allow Pittsburgh to make meaningful offensive upgrades during the offseason, something their fan base has been desperately requesting. The timing of Garcia's 60-day injured list placement comes as no surprise to those following the Blue Jays closely. The veteran reliever underwent season-ending elbow surgery just this past Friday, effectively ending his 2025 campaign after posting a 3.86 ERA and 3.83 FIP, fielding independent pitching, which measures what a pitcher's ERA should be based on strikeouts, walks, and home runs allowed, across 21 innings of work. Garcia's absence forces Toronto to lean more heavily on proven bullpen veterans like Jeff Hoffman and Seranthony Dominguez as they navigate the crucial final weeks of the regular season and potentially beyond into the playoffs. And this is the part most people miss. Will a return to familiar surroundings be enough to unlock the version of Kiner-Falefa that made him such an attractive trade piece just over a year ago? At 30 years old, time isn't exactly on his side, but sometimes a change of scenery back to where you found success can work wonders. The real question that should have every Blue Jays fan engaged in heated discussion: is this a smart, low-risk move to add depth for a playoff run? Or are they throwing good money after bad on a player whose best days might be behind him? Should Toronto have looked elsewhere for bench help? Or does Kiner-Falefa's familiarity with the organization make this the perfect under-the-radar acquisition? What do you think? Is this the kind of move that could quietly impact a championship run? Or should the Blue Jays have invested that $7.5 million differently? The comment section is waiting for your take on whether this reunion will be magical or disappointing.